feature-length films, Empathy in 2003 and DDR in 2008. And this is a still from DDR, which is a film also about former East Germany. And it's just so, these long films that I make are so kind of epic in their breadth of concerns. They're very interested in the same set of concerns, kind of reiterated through each film: psychoanalysis, modernist architecture, voyeurism, surveillance, the authority of the individual versus the state. So it's like impossible to get into in a single talk, and it pains me to excerpt them. But I did want to show it because together, this is the poster for the film. That's such a great new trick, thank you. And actually, I wanted to show it because Krome, who I understood gave a talk here last weekend, and I designed this poster together. And it has a relationship, certainly, to Berlin Remake and to author, and more works that you're going to see. In that, it's actually, this is an anthology film archives in New York. And so these are two posters, and they're split. So essentially, you've got two different cases there holding two different posters. And this idea of this sort of mirroring or doubling, coming back again. Not with the same perspective, but with a mirrored perspective this time. Okay, this is an installation view from a project that is called Black Moon. And it's great that you called it Blue Moon, because a black moon is a blue moon, essentially. So you somehow intuited that, actually, remember. I think it's very wise. So this project actually encompasses a 20-minute film, a 2-channel video installation, and 15 photographs, and that's the piece. And I brought some of them with me, I mean, in the sense that I brought the film and this kind of version of the video installation. And I thought we could look at it and talk about appropriation or plagiarism, if you will, in relationship really to this project in particular. So everything else is kind of like a warm-up to this. This is a project from this Patswell from, I guess I finished it in September of this year. And this is an installation view of the film, and I'll kind of run you through. I wonder if I should do that, probably not. Maybe we'll just watch the film first, but just suffice to say that Black Moon is a film that Louis Malle made in 1974. It's a really fantastic film. It has Joe D'Alessandro, it has a talking unicorn. Highly recommend it. My remake is not an homage, though, as much as I like the film. It really has a different kind of relationship. So you don't have to have seen the original film to get something out of seeing mine. That's not necessarily what I'm going for. It really diverges from Berlin Remake in this way. So I'm going to just play the film for you, actually, and then a little bit of the 2-channel piece. And we can look at the photographs and kind of simultaneously talk about that. But I made this film, I shot part of this film out in the desert in California at a time when the housing crisis in the US was really like at a kind of zenith, although it's kind of still there. And I was thinking about that quite a bit, but for some reason I was also thinking about this weird Louis Malle film, Black Moon. And this was a time, this is like last year at this time, and Cannes had just announced their lineup of filmmakers and for each of their sections, and there were maybe 2 women out of the entire program, and then a protest movement started, and I don't know if any of you caught this or kind of were sent this, but there was a petition that went around for women to boycott Cannes. Or sort of Cannes without women was the hope of that year. So that was somewhat in mind. I had that somewhat in mind when I made this, and I wanted to let you in on that. So in fact, this 20-minute film is paired with a very short, few-minute video installation, which I'll show you, at least a small clip from, and then we can kind of wrap it up and have a talk about this. And I think you'll sort of notice where the plagiarism element now returns, if you will. So this is a simulation, kind of like Berlin Remake, a kind of simulation of a tube-channel video installation. And what I have here is, I found on the Black Moon Louis Malle DVD, I found, this is the only existent document of Louis Malle actually discussing this film. It's pretty obscure.
Would you say that your detachment from the main character in this film heralded a greater detachment in relation to a fantastic, even irrational feature film that might have been brand new for you? For example, a film like Black Moon, which is a fantasy film, a sort of contemporary or future Alice in Wonderland. And would you not have been able to treat it in this way had you not At that time, in my opinion, you perhaps voluntarily withdrew to leave the spectator as you were yourself, as a total spectator of everything in front of him.
Oui, de toute façon, je dirais que dans mon évolution, c'est une attitude qui sera de plus en plus la mienne, c'est-à-dire, je pense, j'ai de plus en plus envie de respecter le spectateur, c'est-à-dire de le considérer comme quelqu'un qui doit participer au film. Ça, c'est quelque chose que j'ai découvert en faisant des documentaires, c'est que ce n'est pas la peine d'expliquer tout aux gens et d'essayer de leur faire passer un message et de leur dire, vous voyez, j'ai filmé ça, et voilà quelle est l'explication. Ce qui est toujours un trucage. Et tout d'un coup, je me suis dit que c'était très intéressant de livrer au spectateur une matière de réflexion, un matériel pour qu'il construise lui-même, qu'il tire lui-même ses conclusions du matériel qu'on leur propose. En leur disant, voilà, j'ai filmé ça, voilà quel est le contexte, et puis c'est un petit peu à eux de tirer leurs propres conclusions selon leur sensibilité, leur propre système de valeurs. Et j'ai continué à faire la même chose dans un film comme La Combe, Lucien, c'est très évident. Et après avoir fait La Combe, j'ai eu envie d'aller plus loin. Il y a dans La Combe, je crois, à mon avis, ce qui était plus intéressant dans La Combe, c'est qu'il y avait une zone de mystère, une sorte de glissement des personnages dans cette situation de crise, où finalement le comportement des principaux protagonistes du film était assez inexpliqué, surtout vers la fin, on m'a posé beaucoup de questions.
How I install it as a sort of mirror piece in a corner on the wall. Me and Louis. And a kind of coda to this is that the film portion, so there's the 20-minute film which you saw on the two-channel video installation, and then there's 15 photographs which I'll zoom through. But the coda to this is actually that the film is going to be screened at Cannes in a couple weeks. So it's sort of like a strange follow-up to the project, and I'm totally not supposed to tell you that because they're announcing it next week, but like, what the fuck, here we are looking at it, right? So, when you shoot film and you transfer it to video, the lab punches a hole in the first camera roll, in the first frame of action in every camera roll that you shoot. So I shot 15 camera rolls, and when I got it back from the lab, I happened to land on one of these frames. It was, of course, immediately taken with the kind of black moon that appeared in this rupture into the picture plane. So I just printed all these are one frame, of 24 and becoming 29 seconds in video. So these are photographs. And they're just chance operations in the sense that I can't predict where they're going to land. You've got some guys in a basement in a film laboratory in New York, using just an old-fashioned hole puncher.